that, or recognized that these activities that we are going to have there are related to nuclear material or possible related nuclear activities. We have also agreed, and I'm sure that you might be interested in that in the present moment, in this present context, these are the places we need to go, the places we want to see. And in the present context, there are no other places that we need to visit. So, as you can see, this statement contains a lot of flesh and reflect what I believe is a very important understanding, a very important agreement that allows us to continue our inspection work as it should be. So with that introductory note, I am of course very happy to take whatever questions that you may have. Yes?
Hi, DG. Your statement says you've agreed on dates on when you plan to inspect these sites. What are those dates, or at least what kind of time frame? When do you expect to go to these sites?
Yes, well, the exact dates is something that we do not normally reveal, because this is part of the confidential safeguards information we have. But I can tell you that they have been agreed, and it is very, very soon. Albert?
So you said the result or the meeting was important in terms of peace and security. Sorry, you said the meeting was peace and security. Can you expand on that? Why was the meeting important? Why were the outcomes important for peace and security?
I think it is very important because the work of our agency was being interrupted. Our essential work for non-proliferation had found an obstacle, and we were having serious difficulties in overcoming this obstacle for many, many months. And this was not only, I would say, of concern in the specific case of Iran, but also, as I think I said on other occasions, also in terms of the non-proliferation regime, because it was the first time that a request for an access to our inspectors was not being heeded. So this is why we believe that this was something, as I said to the Board of Governors of the agency, something of serious concern.
Yes. This is Takeshi of Kyoto News. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's very kind.
Could you give a small word? What made it possible for you to persuade Iran to grant the access they?
I think frankly speaking, I don't think there is a magic trick. This was the result of dogged, systematic dialogue, conversation, clarification of the scope of our work, the way in which we do it. And as you may suspect, we were preparing this for a number of days here already. I sent my chief inspector to Tehran a few weeks ago, so this did not come by some wonder or some magic, but it became clear at some point for, I would say, without wishing to speak for them, for the Iranian side and for us as well, that there was a need for a dialogue at the highest possible level. And of course, as you know, this happened with me meeting with President Rouhani and Foreign Minister Javad Zarif, as well as my nuclear counterparts, Dr. Salehi and the others.
Any other questions? Yes.
Yes, no, thank you.
Hello, how are you?
Thank you. Welcome back to Vienna.
Thank you very much.
So, I would be interested, you said at the present moment,
Yes.
the agency is fine with getting the access to those two locations. So what if new leads open up? Could you imagine a situation where in the future you would need further access to other sites?
Well, I would not like to speculate, but I could imagine it, as you put it. And of course, if we have information that warrants us for asking questions and, if necessary, access, we will do it.
Any other questions? No?
Okay. One more question. Yes. Please.
What does this outcome mean in terms of the general tensions geopolitical tensions surrounding Iran, because this issue is only one puzzle piece of bigger tensions.
This issue, of course, came up in our conversations, but I would say something. The agency, while being an indispensable and very influential factor in all of this, is not an active player in all of those things you are describing. What we are trying to do is to do our job well. If that helps, all the best.
Thank you very much. That's very important.
So, are you confident that the Iran is providing the access completely in the way it should be?
Of course, I am. I am absolutely convinced that this is going to be done in the right way.
No limitation.
Sorry?
No limitation. Or
No limitations whatsoever. No. Of course, in line with the accepted practices. You know that we have procedures in place to ensure confidentiality of information, the interests of the inspected countries. We do not roam around freely. We have a comprehensive safeguards agreement, we have the AP, we have the facility agreements, we have all sorts of procedures in place. But within that normative framework, we are going to do everything that is needed to have an idea of what's going on there.
One small follow-up question.
Please.
Do you have any indications from the Board of Governors? Do you feel that the states will be satisfied with the agreement?
Well, I couldn't speak for them, of course, and I report to them. But my impression is that this will be welcomed. As you remember, this issue was considered by the Board of Governors, and the Board of Governors echoed my concern. And since we have had a positive outcome and we can continue our work, it is my sincere hope that this will be, of course, received well.
Any further questions? No? Thank you very much for coming. And I think
Let me thank you very much again. I'm sorry to have kept you so late, and I hope to see you at not so unholy hours next time. Thank you very much. Thank you.